Okay, so in today's video, we'll be covering how to get free traffic from Google and Pinterest. This is going to be more of a in practice, like step by step tutorial style video versus me just explaining the strategy. But I'll do my best to explain the strategy as I actually do the work. So, um, on my end, so if you don't have YouTube videos, you can kind of like skip this part. But basically, what we're doing is like repurposing our YouTube content. But what we're gonna do is create like a supplementary blog post on our website, targeting that same keyword of the YouTube video. So I'll explain. Right now, where we at? We have this list, and this is basically a list of all my YouTube videos. Again, if you don't have YouTube videos, just skip this part, and you would just create blog content around any subject that's related to what it is that you do or sell. So for this example, we have this video, our video, how to sell wigs online in 2024. So there's a tool I can use, and we can see that Google, I know it's a lot more, but I don't know why. This is saying that on average, about 30 people per month are searching how to sell wigs online. So point is, we know that there's some searchers for this traffic or for this keyword on Google. Now we're already getting traffic because I think I ranked number one. Let me see. We're already getting search traffic from YouTube. How to sell wigs online. Okay, so I ranked number three, which is not bad. But anyway, so we're getting search traffic from YouTube. We also want search traffic from Google. Then we want search traffic from Pinterest. So that's what we'll be doing. So let me see where my doc is. So we have a Google Doc that has a prompt that we're gonna plug into ChatGPT. So this is the prompt right here. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's not important. If you want the prompt, just put prompt in the chat now. Um, or actually, DM me on Instagram. DM me the word prompt on Instagram at iGrowSalons, and I'll send you this prompt. And basically, we just have to replace this. I'll zoom it so maybe y'all can read it. I was keeping it small so they don't have to scroll a lot when they copy and paste this. But so we need our title. Now the only thing I need to change, I need to update this in a YouTube video as well, is this date. Okay, so write a detailed SEO optimized blog post on. So we're gonna replace this. Change the date. Okay, so that's all we need to do as far as the prompt is concerned. You literally just swapping out the titles. Then I'm also including a homepage URL to the actual website itself. So it's newextensionclients.com. Actually, then we're going to go to ChatGPT, and we're just going to paste this prompt. Okay, so while this is cooking, we can start creating our blog. So for this project, we're using the Shopify store. I know I don't do like a lot of content on Shopify. We're typically always talking about, um, our funnel software, Climbme.ai. But for the purposes of what I'm doing over here, I prefer Shopify. I like Shopify's analytics platform. And also, what we're doing here is not necessarily selling services, but a bunch of digital products. So we're gonna have like single problem solution digital products that we'll be selling here. So we're using Shopify. So we're gonna go online store or actually content blog post. So far we have three blog posts. Wait, I don't remember making this. Maybe I did. I need to add this to the list. Okay, so we're gonna hit add blog post. Then we need the title. Do we still have that? No. Okay, so that's our title. Delete that. And again, we're just gonna change the date, visibility, turn that on. So I've been naming the blogs. You can probably just keep, by default, if you're on Shopify, by default, it's gonna be set to news. But since this is about wigs, I'm gonna put like, I just put wigs. Actually, I'll put wig business. Then save. Okay, so our content should be ready. So we're gonna copy all of this. Now, ideally, also another thing that this is doing. So actually, this is not done. It's doing FAQ now. Now, ideally, I forgot what I was about to say. I think I was gonna say something about the URL. No, it won't copy. So it looked like it didn't remember. I don't know if y'all remember in the prompt we said, "Hey, include a link to our homepage," but it looks like it's putting. Yeah, I think these may be broke. It looks like it's putting the URLs to my other blog posts, but I don't think it has those links, so I don't know how it's doing that. Yeah, see, it's linking out to the homepage, but it's using these are not correct anchors. The anchor is what's in blue, done for you client generation system. That's not the correct anchor for that. And neither is this. So what we're gonna do is I need to remove this link. Well, I don't know. Now it's asking. Anyway, we'll come back to that later. What we don't need is this. That doesn't go there. So save. So we have one more step. Remember, we want to house our YouTube video inside of the blog post. So what we need to do is embed it. So we're gonna hit share, then embed, then we're gonna grab this text over here. Okay, we have one more step. Remember, we've now created the blog post for our website. That way we could potentially get search traffic from Google. We're gonna turn this to show HTML so we can embed this. Then it's gonna look like this. Then we put the video here. Then this is what it looks like. Then we hit save. Okay, one more thing. You want to make sure your URL contains your keyword. So I don't know if y'all can see this. It says how to sell wigs online. What we don't want is the date in here. We just want this to say how to sell wigs online. Actually, we need to change one more thing. Reason being is because you can constantly update like the date here and the date in the title, but you don't want to continuously update your URL, because if you begin to get like backlinks from other websites or references from other websites or whatever the case may be, if you change your URL, you're going to break all of those old links. So don't change your URLs. Whatever, like make sure it's set properly here. So we already have a wig business blog. So I think I need to switch this. Reason being is because inside of the URL down here, it had wig business one, meaning there was already a wig business. We don't want a one in our URL like that. Okay, so I think this is good to go. Let's see. Okay, so that's perfect. Oh, I know what I was saying. Ideally, ideally, you would want to probably have this reference what's actually in the video. Um, Meaning there are tools we can use. So I'm gonna show you a quick example. So what we could have done is copied this and went to Notebook LM. That's this website here. This is a free tool, by the way. Then create new. Then you see here it says YouTube, and we can just paste this. So now this is gonna actually go pull what's in the video. Then from there you can create like a podcast audio, but we could also say create an outline for a blog post based on this video. That way the content is more relevant to the actual video itself. The information that we just gave is general info that ChatGPT came up with, but my title was 6 ways. So you can see here it's going into the 6 ways that I talked about in the video: content marketing, Google, Facebook groups, etc. So this is actually the better option. Where we at? So we have one last step. So we have now posted our content, our blog, to our website. Now we're going to create a pin inside of Canva so we can go share that pin on Pinterest and also potentially get some free search traffic from Pinterest. So let's see. So imagine if you have like a Pinterest account. So the thing is, you want to create boards. So let's see, wig business. Okay, so remember our pin is relevant to wig and wig marketing. So we come to Pinterest and search like wig business, or let's see, marketing. So wig marketing ideas, ideas, social media, etc. So if I don't already have a wig marketing ideas board, I probably should create one. So let's see. So we're gonna go, I think, create pin first. Then we're gonna create board. And we're gonna say wig marketing ideas. So whatever search terms that you're seeing in Pinterest, I'm gonna show you one more example. You want to title your boards whatever the search terms Pinterest are like kind of giving you. So here it says entrepreneur tips for success. That should be the title of your board. Then on your board, you're going to pin content that's relevant to entrepreneur tips for success. So we're going to do the wig marketing ideas, and we're just going to go through and I think I'm going to start. So this is relevant, this first pin. So wig, and we're going to save that to the wig marketing board. Put a 1 in the chat if it's making sense. So anything related. So with Pinterest, you want like 80% other people's content and about 20% of your content. So we literally can just get like 8 pins or 9 to start. Let's see. And maybe we'll throw like a vendor on here. Okay, so now we have a board. Let's take a look at our board. These are the pins that are on our board so far. So what this does is when you have other successful pins on Pinterest on your board, you're going to begin to receive impressions. And those impressions are going to turn into clicks, and the clicks turn into like money if you get enough clicks. So again, we're using this strategy to siphon traffic, number one, off of Google, but by creating the pin, we're going to be siphoning traffic from Pinterest as well. So we're getting traffic from three different sources to one video. Remember, our video already shows in the third position in YouTube when someone searches this. Matter of fact, I think we may show in or at least we used to show in the search results for YouTube, but it looks like this video is showing now. Let's see what this is.
Hey friends, thank you so much for being.
Okay, so let's head over to Canva. Then we're gonna go pin. So we need the Pinterest pin format. So this, then elements. Let's see, wigs. And we'll just try to keep it simple with this. Box. You design your Pinterest pins like you need to design them, but a photo or that's kind of relevant to the topic and text on the pin that pretty much is going to say like the title of the pin. And a headline, Canva, Lee Spartan. So how to sell wigs on. Actually, another thing that works really well on Pinterest is like putting numbers in your pin. 6 ways. And our video is titled this way anyway, so we're actually going to go with 6 ways. Okay, then we're going to drag this in the middle. And let's see. We'll probably just end up going with like white or something. But the brand colors are like black and red. So typically you're going to stick to your brand colors. So we're just going to keep this like this. We don't want to put too much effort into this. Okay, so now we have our pin. Then we're going to head back over to Pinterest. And okay, I'm going to show y'all one more thing. Let's edit this. So we're going to actually add that photo like right here. So you can add, if you have like photos in your content, like your blog content, you can just paste over the URL. I'll show you. And you also want to make sure that your content, so this photo is actually titled with our target keyword. So the title says 6 ways to sell your wigs online. So make sure you have the titles in your photos as well. And the purpose of that is if someone comes to images like Google Images in search, and your content is properly optimized, you could potentially show up for that search term. Ideally, I want this to be smaller, but we're gonna run with this. So save. So now all we need to do is paste our URL, and Pinterest is gonna pull content by itself. So save from website, enter, boom. So that's our pin. Then add. So now we have our pin. So now our actual title would still be how to sell wigs online. Your description is optional, but 6 ways to sell wigs online. But we're gonna do a lazy description, and we'll put an emoji just to kind of make it stand out. So, and this is gonna go on our wig marketing ideas board. Let's see, pin. Okay, so this is what the pin looks like, and if they hold on 1 second. Oh, you know what? Hmm. It looks like we're not linked. Okay, hold on. It doesn't look like this link correctly. Let me see. Create pin. Yeah, I think I see the issue. Well, no. So it looks like when we're clicking on the pin, it's not trying to take us to the URL. Let me check something. I'm gonna try to do it from another. Okay, there we go. I think it's probably because we're logged in. But yeah, so if you hover, like if a user on the platform hovers the mouse over, it'll say visit site, or if they click to expand. I don't know. It used to allow you to like click it here, but I mean, this is better because if someone sees a pin, and this is why it's important to have all of the information on the pin itself, because back in the day, I think you would have to expand the pin, then go to the website. But Pinterest now, and they also changed this with their ads. You can click directly here, and it'll go to the website. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So now the long term play, and I have one more thing to do. We need to index this. I know this is a little technical, but if y'all have questions, put it in the chat. So now indexing means you're telling Google to go find this page. So we're gonna, and this is Google Search Console. So it says URL is not on Google. That means if someone was to Google how to sell wigs online, we would not show because Google doesn't even know that we exist yet. So we need to request indexing. Now the overall strategy for this, because especially if you're confused, like, well, I don't teach people how to sell wigs. This applies to any business. And what you're gonna do is, again, I'm referencing my YouTube channel, but let's say you just sell wigs. You can come to ChatGPT. Hey, I have an online wig store. Can you give me 20 FAQ or 20 blog titles or blog topics that I can create for my website to start getting search traffic from Google? So you literally can just get a list from ChatGPT, whichever of these platforms you're using. How to choose wig HD versus transparent. So same concept. Take this URL, plug it into the prompt that I showed you with ChatGPT. It's going to spit out this content. Then from there, you just go do the same setup I did. You paste it to your blog. Then you go create a pin and create a pin that's relevant to the blog that you just posted. The name of the game is consistency. This is not a overnight thing, not even close. But over time, if you put up enough content, you will begin to see results. But these are long-term plays, but this is specifically for people that may not want to navigate TikTok or Instagram or these platforms that are heavily reliant on probably you getting on camera. There are ways that you can still get business, such as this stuff, but it's time consuming. Not even time consuming. It's going to take a lot of time and effort. I think this process to create the blog in ChatGPT, paste it, create a pin, you're probably looking at like 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how quickly you can move on your computer. So this doesn't take a lot of time at all. At the end of the day, you can dedicate like 30 minutes to an hour to doing this. You probably end up with like 3 pieces of content per day. Then you multiply that by the time in the year. So at the end of the year, you probably have like 1,000 plus blog posts, and at bare minimum 1,000 pins. Now the only difference is with Pinterest, I would do at least like 5 pins per blog post. I wouldn't just rely on one pin. And what that looks like is you just changing like different variations of stuff. Where we at? So I don't know. Instead of this being black, it could be like white or yellow or something. Let me see. Look like it don't want to change. Oh, there you go. Then maybe you can just like swap out the girl. So it's technically a variation. So that's all you will be doing with your so something like this. Now you have an additional pin. Does anybody need to see me repeat this process? Or did y'all get it? Then again, let's see. We want to go back to ChatGPT. We asked for 20. If you're fine with the list that it gives you, or I guess we asked for 10. Then you said, oh no, we actually did ask for 20. But anyway, if you're comfortable with these, you say, hey, give me 50 more, give me 100 more. Then you take all of these and you get a Google Sheet or a Google Doc, and you just paste the list in here. Then you just knock them out like one by one. And I think this strategy is, the cost of this is free. You can use free ChatGPT. I don't know what you're using for your content management. So that's probably going to be Shopify, Wix, WordPress, one of those. Whatever your cost is for that, but you're already paying for that. So that's fine. Pinterest free. Canva. I don't think you need Pro. Well, I know you don't need Pro. Canva's free. So yeah, this is absolutely free. And even if, for those of you that do have YouTube videos and you go this route, actually, let's see. And you went this route where you, actually, speaking of this, let me show y'all something. So for those of you that don't have YouTube videos and you're just like, hey, I'm not fucking with that. You can still get some media on your blog post. So what you can do is, remember, for those of you that have been watching the whole time, we took our YouTube video and we pasted it over to this tool called Notebook LM, and we said, hey, give me a blog post outline based on this YouTube video, the contents of this YouTube video. So it went and listened, and it came up with the outline. So from here, we can create a podcast audio, and we can say at the beginning of this episode, mention that this podcast audio is brought to you by new extension clients.com. So even though these are AI voices, they sound really realistic. What you can do, even if you don't want to associate this with your brand because it's AI, this can be its own separate thing. It literally can, like if you have a wig company, it could be the AI wig podcast where we provide all information about wigs, or the AI hair salon podcast where we help hairstylists, whatever. But at the beginning of the podcast audio, you can prompt this to mention your brand. So this is brought to you by. So it's like you're creating an AI influencer podcast asset that you own, that you can control. Hopefully that makes sense. So this is going to generate. Then I'll let y'all listen to what it sounds like. Okay, let's see. Should be done. Okay, here's the audio.
This deep dive is brought to you by newextensionclients.com.
Welcome.
Today we're looking at something that I know a lot of you have been asking about and thinking about, which is how to sell wigs online effectively in 2024.
Absolutely.
There's a lot to cover.
Yeah.
And to help unpack all of this, we've got this great YouTube video that we're going to be going over today. It's called "How to Sell Wigs Online in 2024." It's from the channel I Grow Salons.
Great channel.
Yeah,
Period.
there's so much information in this video, and
But anyway, then from here you just download this and create a Spotify account, which is free. And once you upload your audio, so this is like an example for my pickleball site. You hit share, then you hit embed, just like we embedded the YouTube video into the blog post. And let me see. And this is what it would look like. So you had this nice, beautiful embed, and once they're on your website, they could hit play.
Pickleball paddles. We're diving deep today.
you bet. It's a topic that
But yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. If y'all have any questions, message me on Instagram at iGrowSalons. Also, like the video, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Comment any questions you have, that stuff too. Talk to me.